The 2023 Lexus LS 500 has finally been unveiled, and we have some legitimate changes worth talking about that I feel like most owners or people that were looking to purchase this car would like to see. So before we get into that, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button as you're entering the video. All right, the biggest change is going to be the new 12.3-inch touchscreen. This is essentially the same infotainment found in things like the Lexus NX. Very easy to use, quick to respond, and also it comes with wireless Apple Carplay and wireless Android Auto, something that even the 2023 LC500 did not get. I was fine that the LC didn't get the new infotainment because I like the fact that the LC infotainment is behind that glass panel, if you will. I thought that's clean and elegant. However, I wish that LC got the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto like this LS got. And also we have more USB ports throughout the LS interior. So these are your main changes for 2023. Everything else is essentially a carryover, and the price of the LS500 has jumped up by about $285 across the board for all the trim levels, including the hybrid. Now, is this worth buying? Absolutely. This is really the best bargain and deal in the flagship luxury market. It is still one of my most favorite vehicles in this class. And according to an owner that has a 2018 LS500 and that's tried a 2021 and up, he has confirmed, his name is Jeff, he is always in the comment section and I really appreciate him. He always shares with us great information, and he told us that the 2021 and up LS500s, there is a true change. It is a little bit more refined and a little bit more comfortable compared to the 2018s to 2020. Although Jeff and I, we both agree, we actually like the way that the 2018s to 2020 models look compared to the 2021s and up. I just like the headlights on the older models. I just thought that was a little bit cleaner, but you can make your mind up on that. But the reason why I really suggest this car is because if you don't go crazy with the options, this is one of the most affordable flagships you can get. I personally recommend getting the F Sport variant of the LS500 because in my opinion, when I tested this car, what I noticed was this isn't really that great of a flagship people carrier, if you will. It's not the best car suited for, you know, lounging in the back or anything like that, which is what cars like the Mercedes S-Class, the 7 Series, and even the Genesis G90 do very well. I noticed that when I drove the LS500, one of the biggest highlights with it was just how well it drives. So I would rather just improve upon that quality of the LS500, skip the air suspension, just get a rear-wheel drive model of the LS500 in the F Sport and enjoy the new tech found in the 2023 model. Although another viewer commented below, he actually got the 2022 model at a discount below MSRP. That's fine too. If you don't really care about the infotainment like myself, you can probably get much better deals going with the older model. But if you have to have the new tech, well, here it is. Still utilizes the same twin turbo V6, same 416 horses and 442 pounds-feet of torque. Does 0 to 60 in about 4.6 seconds, and that's mated to a 10-speed automatic. Honestly, I really like this engine and the way the transmission performs. It's actually satisfying to push this car hard, and that might seem weird to some of you because for most, when you look at it, you just think it's a big plush Lexus, but it's actually not the case. It's actually really nice to drive. So I almost see this as like a replacement for the old GSF. That's kind of how I see this car, but instead of that epic V8, we now have this twin turbo V6, which is still good in its own right. This performs much better than how it does in things like the Tundra or like the LX600, right? This is a much better application, much smoother. It's not for everyone, but I personally do like this car and the way that it feels. Plus, it's got a magnificent interior space. Granted, I don't like the interior of the F Sport as much. That's one of the drawbacks because I like the way the base LS500 interior looks and feels. It just feels more premium, more upscale in the more base non-F Sport LS500 models. The reason why I don't like the H model is because it doesn't really get that great of fuel economy, so I would avoid the complexity, just enjoy the regular twin turbo V6, floor it, have a good time. That's kind of how I see this car. It's a seriously good car. For around 80 grand, that's a steal in the flagship segment. Because a fully loaded G90 is going to be 100 grand. And then there's the A8 Audi, which is not really meant for spirited driving. It's just a big barge, but that's got the smaller engine in it as well. So that can be had for around 80, 90 grand, I believe. But I just think the Lexus is just way more special than the A8. And then you have the 7 and the S-Class, and those are well over 130, 150 grand with options. So the other vehicles I just mentioned, they do the whole flagship, lounge thing a lot better than the LS500, but in the United States, how many people actually use these cars as limos? Far and few between. So most people actually drive themselves around in these flagship limos. People don't give Lexus enough credit for how well it drives, because people have this misconception from the early days that these are just big old clouds, but that time was over in like 2013 and up. After they started implementing the spindle grille, these cars actually started to drive really well. And with the updates made from 2021 and up, these should ride a lot better too. They should be much smoother now. And that's exactly what I want. And I think the F Sport model will highlight and accentuate the good qualities, the good driving qualities of the LS500. That's what you need to know about this car. It's still good. I have no idea what these things lease out for. I am partnered with AutoCompanion. They have a huge connection with Lexus dealerships in the Washington, D.C. area, but I have no idea what these things lease out for. I don't know what their inventory is looking like, but if you can lease it at a good rate, then go for it. But if not, finance it, pay cash, do what you have to do. But it's a good car. I do recommend it. So leave your thoughts below. The next video will be on the end screen here. Check it out, and I'll see you there.